Good morning, I'm Martin J. Smith, one of the committee members, trustee and safety officer on the reserve, and I thought it was about time I did a little video of how the reserve is getting on with the work we've been having done with the sewerage leak, which I might add is now completed. Phase 1 is completed. They've put the lining through the pipes, filled the holes in, and are reinstating fences and bushes and the like to try to get it back to some normality. So let's go and have a walk. I'll take you through the through the fence that's here that closes off the T-junction. That's where I am at the moment. Let's get going, shall we? As safety officer, I have permission to go behind the fence just to check that everything's okay. So let's go. Let's walk, shall we? As you can see, if I pan round, there's a lot of water in the reserve again now. That's to the left of the Everglades, and here's the Everglades, looking rather like a lake, which is very nice. Lots of water. With the rain we've had over the last few weeks, I'm not surprised the amount of water that we have in here now. It's brought our levels up really quickly, and has been causing one or two little problems with running over the path here, but again, it's not too bad. We're managing it at the moment. So yeah, it's nice to see that we have just a lot of water in here. So yeah, well, we're coming up to, I just frightened some mallards. Sorry, we have sort of quite a few mallards that seem to like this area under here. Yeah, okay, so we're coming up to the Pudding Stone, comma corner, and as you can probably see, it does look rather a mess. It really does. And they've finally removed all their equipment, but they're waiting for the fencing people to come in now and put a fence in. So let's walk down here a bit. And I'm rather glad I put my boots on. But as you can see, this area was totally dug up, and there's nothing we could do about it. They had a very large hole somewhere round about, somewhere around about these two there's two valves under there. So down here there's two valves, but there's a massive big hole here, and the pipes run off in that direction. So we were just glad they didn't have to dig all the way through. But yeah, so we had a hole there, we had a hole over that side. In fact, we had two holes over that side. I think we had one just somewhere around about here, somewhere around about there, and slightly over there. So so they're gradually starting to replace the reserve. It never, well, in the long run it to get back to how it was, but I'm afraid at the moment it's going to look quite different when you come in this area. So yeah, so we'll walk down to the sluice side and show you that. But this area don't check. But we're just glad that the the pipes they had to put in, the overland pipes to take the sewerage whilst they were repairing the old one, were on their side of the fence because they were huge. I forget what they weighed. Quite a bit, one section. And they were heavy. They really were. And also I was told they vibrate slightly when the sewerage is going through. So it's not a continuous flow. So when the pump switches on, it's an automatic pump. Excuse me. At the pumping station over by the Uxbridge Road, the old Uxbridge Road, it's got a catchment tank. When that's full, it turns pumps on and pushes the sewerage through the pipes, but it pulses. It's not a continuous pump, so it will pulse the site of another hole they had to dig, luckily on their side, so they had a hole there as well. So but this is coming up to the sluice area, and I see men working up here. What they're up to. Oh, it looks like they might be putting the fence back up. So yeah, let's see. Oh, it's a little bit chilly out here this morning. So yeah, we've got the pathway in, and we had from about here, and a very large hole on this side, very large hole over there, and a massive hole up here, and this is why this area's got totally destroyed. It really has. But the new path is quite nice. And I'll see our men are in, putting the fencing back in. Sorry, bit of an interruption. We're heading up the path to the top of the sluice, and I'll turn you around in a minute and show you. As I say, they're putting the fence in, which is going to be temporary anyway. So let me turn you around and point you in the other direction. Right, so yeah, so now we've come up the path that they've put in. I'm not saying this is going to be the exact path where it's going to be, but they've put that in temporary for us. Now, as I was saying, there's a big hole just about here. This was a very large, deep hole, about 4.5 meters, 5 meters deep, that they had, where all the overland pipes came out and run off down there. So yeah, but we've got water over the sluice, which is just about trickling. It's gone down a little bit, but and it is going down the stream. Perhaps some of our members, new members, have never seen our stream running. Well, it does run sometimes. And I've got a plane going over. Oh, helicopter. So I'm going to walk on and to the barn owl meadow. Now this is where we've got our new leak, and this is a problem, because as you can see, it's almost quite in the middle of the barn owl meadow. Now that looks really nice, doesn't it? Really, yes. Okay, it hasn't leaked for a while, but that's not to say that it won't leak again. And they are going to hopefully fix this leak as well. But that will mean again that the reserve, well, this end of the reserve, I've got another plane going over. Waits whilst the plane goes. into Denham. So what it means is that we will have this pathway closed off again, because they will have to bring equipment in through there, they will have to put pipes out through there, so it's going to mean a bit more upheaval for us. And this is probably going to happen, well, obviously next year now. I can't see it being done this year very quickly, but as we've only got another month and a bit to go, it'll probably be next year. So they're going to have to dig that out, obviously, and clean it up anyway. I mean, I'm not happy with it like that anyway, because of what's lurking on the top of there. We don't know what comes out of sewerage, and they reckon this coal could come out in the sewerage. Well, they say it does. So we don't want that there, do we? But they've got to dig up there. They've got to dig up to where this metal post is. Just here, there's a concrete post, not a metal post. That concrete post, and then from an angle it goes off through the trees in that direction into the field, where they will be doing it again, and the pipe will be lined again. So it's going to be quite a job. So you know, you can have a hole there, you can have a hole there, because when they line these pipes, they can only line straight in a straight line. So where there's a bend, they have to put in another pipe. So that's not very good. So every time there's a bend, they have to dig a hole. So there's going to be a hole dug down there, there'll be a hole dug over there somewhere. So the whole area is going to be a bit devastated. Good thing, bad thing? I honestly don't know. Well, the area will rejuvenate once it's done. Areas do, don't they? And just to swing around to say that, you know, we haven't been idle whilst we've been shut. Our conservation officer and his good lady and Paul Ward seem to get all the helicopters today. Paul Ward and his good lady have been in, keeping the reserve reasonably tidy. I mean, Martin Parr's been doing this here, and I think he's made a really nice job of this here. We've got a new bird feeder container there, and we're going to put some bird table down, so we can have people come in and just feed the birds. And there's a robin sitting there waiting to be fed. And I've just noticed this, and I have not got my camera with me this morning, but on this gorse bush, oh, there's lovely cobwebs up here. Oh, look at that. Oh, no, I haven't got a camera with me. Oh dear, never mind. Some you win, some you lose. So, so yeah, there we go. That's what they've been doing in here. They've been clearing this Jubilee meadow, as it's called now, I believe, because of the Jubilee tree we have there. It's quite nice. So we have been doing things around the reserve, keeping it neat and tidy, or trying to anyway. Fighting the nettles as usual, and the brambles. And I must admit, the brambles have got a bit of a hold this year, in places. You know, if you're locked out for so many months, you're bound to get the brambles in. So that's not very good, is it? And I'm just going to show you over here, past the old oak here, up onto here, minding the rabbit holes. There we go. Through here, there, you can see probably a fence in there, an area shut off, and that's where they dug a test pit when they were checking to see how the pipes were, how thick the pipes were. And again, they are down to about 3 to 5 millimeters at the bottom of the pipe, which isn't very clever. So that's probably where, somewhere across the area come out. I think that's a straight stretch, so it comes up just a little bit further to the left and then runs straight down the farmer's field.